Hey guys, what's up? It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. So actually Amber asked a question recently, and her question was, should I eat carbohydrates to be able to build muscle? Can I build muscle now? What should I do? How should I go about it? So basically, the fundamental way of building muscle is through proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, and a good balance of all of those. Now, a lot of you that are here are following a low carbohydrate diet, which technically is great for being able to burn fat because you are eating fat, you're eating a good amount of protein as well as low carbohydrates. Now, by lowering your carbohydrates, a couple things are affected. You can suffer with intensity as far as building muscle and things like that, but it's important that you don't think or use that as an excuse, because most, if not all of you, if you're not bodybuilding, training, or anything like that, trying to build good amounts of muscle, then you're probably not having any problems. Your energy levels are perfectly fine and probably higher than they were before you started eating this way. But it's important that you understand, if you do get to your goal weight, once you reach your goal weight, if you decide that you want to start building muscle at that point, then that's fine. Right now, you are in a good stage in order to be able to preserve muscle, and that's great. But you have to know that to gain muscle, you are going to need those carbohydrates. You are as well going to still need your proteins, and you are as well still going to need your fats. Consuming fats is a great way to be able to burn fat, because if your body has fat, it knows it's okay to release it. Carbohydrates work because they fill up your muscles. If you've ever followed any kind of low carb diet or low carb regimen and then gone high carb for a day, which I do on a pretty regular basis, you will feel your muscles, they just expand and fill up like big giant glycogen sugar bags, because that's virtually what they are. Your body is, when you eat those carbs, it shoots right into your muscles. Unfortunately, those of us that have a very low carbohydrate threshold, or we've overeaten and got overweight, eating tons of carbohydrates right now while you're trying to lose weight, unfortunately, because you are so low, is not going to benefit you, and you will probably not continue to lose weight at this point. But what you will do is you will reach your goal weight, and then you will slowly, either you can reach a threshold, meaning you can find a carbohydrate balance in which, if you're at 20 now, maybe you can work up to 40, from 40 to 80, to 80 to 100. You can also do cycling with carbohydrates. You can go high one day, low another day, high another day, low another day, or you can also do refeed days. You can stay low carb for a period of time, or ketogenic, and then you can do, on the opposite flip side of that, you can do like once every 7 to 10 days or once every 2 weeks. You can do high carb and refill all your glycogen stores and reactivate all your hormones and everything like that. It's completely up to you. It's basically how your body responds to it. You can also do something completely different. You could do a bulking phase. Now, I don't necessarily consider bulking a great idea. If you've been low carb for a really long time, you've probably released a lot of your glycogen stores, and it's probably not a good idea to wake up one day and go from 20 to 400 carbs. You have to remember that your body has adapted to 20 carbs. It's working efficiently on 20 carbs or 40 carbs or 100 carbs or whatever you're doing. So it's important that you don't skyrocket. If you were to eventually go back up, you would do it very slowly. You would do it, 20 carbs over the course of 2 weeks. You would increase your exercise and intensity, and you would make sure that your calories are still in a safe range, even though you're incorporating more of a certain macronutrient. Make sure that you don't incorporate them all at once. It's going to be overload. Your body's not going to be able to process it. It's not used to the excessive amounts of carbohydrates. Although it's not as calorically dense as fat would be, you still will end up gaining weight if you add them all back. So you can do a few different things like I've spoke of, but it's important that you realize that I would get as close to your goal weight as possible and then go into a completely different thing, which would be going from fat loss to building muscle. And remember, unfortunately, this is a thing, okay? Most people know they have something called an off season for people that are bulking. A lot of people in their off season will gain fat with the muscle. So after you go into that muscle building phase, you're gonna end up with excessive amounts of fat on top of the muscle. Then you're gonna have to go back into a phase of cutting or low carb, which, and I would call it low carb because I go really low carb because that's what works for me. You don't have to go low carb though. You don't have to, I mean, you have to go, you will reduce your carbohydrates, but not necessarily completely bottomed out like you are now. Now, if you work up to where you're about 200-300 carbs, you may drop down to 100 in your cutting phase, just to be able to release some of those. You basically just want just enough carbs in your body to be able to fuel your workouts and refill your glycogen stores. Because on the cutting phase, you're not focusing on building muscle. You may build a tiny bit of muscle, but for the most part, you're looking to preserve the muscle that you built in your bulking phase, in which your carbohydrates were higher. So, I hope that answers your questions. Please feel free to, if you're new here, like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. If you are a personal trainer, this is a great facility. It's called Trainers Club. We're out here in Chandler, Arizona. Thank you to the owners for letting me make my videos here. I appreciate for them letting me use the facilities. I'm also a personal trainer here. If you're looking to get trained in the Mesa, Phoenix, Chandler, Ahwatukee area, please feel free to contact me day or night. Have a beautiful day, guys. Please be stronger than your excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. Have an awesome day. Also, check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. I will put some things that I think will be valuable as far as readings. I will put a couple links in the description below to help you further understand this type of situation. If I forget, please remind me. Peace, guys.